Hello everyone, it's week 5, 1/3 of the way through the semester, which seems pretty crazy, but that is what it is. The presentations are looking good. I haven't looked at all of them, but some really great topics, but also some really high quality looking presentations, which is also nice to see. The feedback you are giving one another is really good. I like to see that. I know it's sometimes hard to give your classmates feedback, but it's good thing to do. And if we're all respectful, it just helps everyone out. So I'm calling a little bit of an audible this week. Looking at the schedule, the activity is about selecting variables and constructs. Those topics have been touched on some in your reading, but what I want you to do, I should have posted this last week, but I actually just received some of this information. But I've put a lot of really good, and I'm actually going to use these myself, some really good resources for this week on Moodle, and it's very specific information to doing searches within the Mansfield Libraries system, put together by someone named Kate Zollner, who some of you probably know from classes. She's actually in our program, but she's our liaison over in the Mansfield Library for our department. So there's several videos that actually are connected to a handout that's also posted. So they're really in depth, but I really want you to take the time to watch these. In the gap that I haven't been teaching this course, this is just a huge improvement of content. So I really want everyone to review those, and it'll really help you finalize your literature review. I'm assuming some of you have found some low-hanging fruit as far as resources, but this is going to help you delve in deeper, and now that you're further refining your issue, I think this will be really helpful. Along those lines, I do want to talk just a little bit about constructs and variables, and specifically about variables. Once again, I'm going to frame this within more from a quantitative point of view. Some of it is relatable to qualitative, but you'll be reading more about these differences, I believe this week, and if not this week, next week. Your readings for next week really get into this relative to qualitative. But once again, I'm going to go back to the funnel, and you've been at the top of the funnel looking at an issue, and now you can start to narrow that even more to what are the variables you're actually most interested in. Each of your topics or your issues they seem to be appropriately broad at this point. But now let's imagine you're moving into actually doing a study. And this has been covered a little bit in the readings, not a ton. But the way I like to explain this is just think about it from an independent variable and a dependent variable. And sometimes that's confusing. Frankly, with statistics, sometimes it doesn't matter. We'll talk more about that when we get into correlational research and that sort of thing. But if we're talking about kind of a classic experiment, the way I like to frame independent and dependent variables is with a if-then statement. Okay, so if we take X medication, then our cholesterol goes down. Or it impacts our cholesterol. So that's a real easy way to frame things. So let's imagine with your issue that you want to do a study and you have an if-then statement. So just plug those in. If you do what, then what might happen? What would you hypothesize? Okay, so take a stab at that for this week. And I'm going to do, this is a little bit trickery, and I've told you I don't really do trick kind of stuff with my teaching, but I'm just curious if people watch these videos. So what I want you to do is send me an email with an if-then statement. All I want in the email, you can actually put the if-then statement in the title of the email, in the subject line of your if-then statement. It doesn't have to be what you're going to do, but just as practice to narrow down your issue to kind of an independent, dependent variable way of thinking. So that's that. The way I do participation is somewhat subjective, but I hope and I believe fair. So I mean, this is just one way to gauge participation, because you do need to be doing the reading and watching the videos. So coming up here, just looking at the class schedule, we'll have quiz 2 next week, and then the literature review is due in 2 weeks. So next week I'll have you kind of look at one another's literature reviews before you submit those the following week. I mean, obviously that might be in a draft format. Excuse me, just as a reminder, look at that example I posted. Everybody always wants examples, and there's one up there for you in Moodle to look at. So, quick review, watch these videos, read the resources that give you great information on conducting a literature review. And continue to look for resources, citation, research articles, and review your classmates' presentations that they have posted on Moodle, and send me an email with an if-then statement. Once again, if you would like to set up a personal appointment with me, whether that's by phone or video conferencing, or in person, just please do so, and I will make that happen. So thanks everybody. This is coming up as a one of the big parts of the course, so start spending some time on those literature reviews, and I really hope you guys are finding stuff that's useful, not only for your intellectual curiosity but also for your practical application. That's really that's how I like for this course to go. So thanks a lot, and we'll talk to y'all soon.